Good afternoon, and welcome to the BattleBots Reborn Cup Season 5 finale. We hope you enjoyed your experience thus far. It's been memorable, to say the least. But it's not over yet. We have one final twist for you. And of course, we've saved the best for last. So sit down, silence your phone, and buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Tonight, the battle for supremacy will be concluded by 4 ferocious fighters. Fight Force, who started from the bottom and is now within touching distance of the top. Wipeout, the less successful brother hoping to have a crown of his own. Son of Wyachi, the more successful brother who prefers not to share. And Nightmare, the legend with the empty cabinet, desperate for a void filler. 4 stories. Only one will end with glory. It's BattleBots Reborn Cup Championship Night.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the Barangoat. This is Sam, and it's time for the BattleBots Reborn Cup Season 5 finale. It's Championship Night here. Sam, one of our 4 bots competing tonight is going to go home with the title.
It's insane, actually.
We've come so far, so quickly. It's been a crazy calendar year in terms of real life, but hopefully this competition has brought you some joy in times of annoyance, despair, anxiety. It's gonna end now, which sucks, but hey, we'll get to the Robot Wars Reborn Cup at some point soon. So yeah.
Yeah. Everybody go put your predictions for who you think's gonna win, since we're down to like the final
4.
The final 4. But we've got a long night ahead of us, and before each of these fights begin, let's take a look at how each bot got here.
It's been a tough, turbulent journey for our final 4 members. They've all come a long way to make it this far. Fight Force showed up ready to make a statement. His new build received some late upgrades, and he stepped into the ring ready to reverse his previous cup fortunes. His story began in the depths of the Patreon qualifiers. First, he showcased his new build with a blitz win against Quantum. In the second round, he survived the forks of Sawblaze to book his place into the YouTube rounds. The train steamrolled through the round of 64 as Death Star couldn't replicate his controversial heroics from last season. Next up came the exciting rookie Hydra in the round of 32. The Flipper provided the first nervous moment of Bite Force's campaign, but it was short-lived. That win pushed Bite Force onward, and in the last 16, Bronco was prepared to put out the flame. In an even contest, Bite Force spent most of the match on his head, but via a controversial split decision, he crawled away with the W. After treating his wounds, another Flipper squared up to him in the quarterfinals. This time, it was Season 4 semifinalist Lucky. But for Bite Force, the Bronco match was just a speed bump. Lucky's luck evaporated, and the king of real life booked his place into tonight's finale. Wipeout nearly entered the season with his original build from Season 2, until his builder Mediator produced an updated build in time for fighting. Season 4's 4th place finisher began the year in the round of 64, against an inexperienced Greenspan. And as expected, Triangular Spinner made quick and ugly work of his foe. Then, Deja Vu hit, first in the round of 32, with a rematch against Ultraviolent. In their Season 4 duel, Wipeout couldn't finish the job and won a narrow decision, but this year he sensed blood and drew it out of his opponent. That allowed for a chance at redemption for Wipeout, as he earned himself a date with the champion who eliminated him last year. And to Wipeout's joy, the tombstone rain slammed to a destructive halt. The joy had to be quickly contained because surprise quarterfinalist Tantrum posed a tricky threat. One scare occurred early. But Wipeout collected himself, confirming a second semifinal berth in as many seasons. For most spots, a round of 16 appearance would be a dream. For Son of Wyachi, it marked his worst ever Cup season. With an upgraded weapon and drive system, King Sao was expecting a deep run. First up was a Predictions 2018 rematch against Monsoon. And after an unfortunate Havoc glitch, Sao dusted himself off and decimated his opponent. Next to stand in his way was another gigantic spinner, Ice Wave. Their round of 32 match caught the eye of all, and although the fight was fairly short, it was sweet for the two-time title winner. The bracket gods decided to draw up another mouth-watering fixture in the round of 16, giving Surgeon General the opportunity at revenge for losing the inaugural title match. But Son of Wyachi, a bot on a mission, refused to offer sympathy, burying Surgeon General early. That redeeming win propelled Sao into the Elite 8, where a new kind of challenge awaited him. Killer B gave it everything he had, but King Sao ducked and weaved his way past the Yellow Beast. The triumph marked Sao's fourth semifinal appearance in 5 Cup seasons. And finally, the nocturnal nemesis Nightmare sported a host of changes as the legendary bot desired a legendary campaign. It started with the second round of qualifying when a lowly Petunia stumbled across his path. Nightmare wasted little time piercing the pincher. That win granted Nightmare entry into what was only his second ever round of 64, where this time Bombshell stood in his way. While questions could be raised about Bombshell's choice of weapon, the structure of Nightmare's build would also raise flags, but for the time being, the vertical spinner advanced. In the mother of all David vs. Goliath fights, Helichopper awaited Nightmare in the round of 32. And with a little help, one of the greatest upsets of all time would be created. The Cup set gave Nightmare a golden opportunity to extend his season when he met the Ringmaster in the round of 16. It was a chance too good to pass up. Nightmare bullied his way into uncharted territory, the quarterfinals. And there, he was met with yet another surprise package, Mecha Rampage. The match was one of strength, will, and wheels. It ended with a whimper, but a one-wheeled warrior wasn't enough to stop the legend from reaching euphoria. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we got here. Now, let's write the final chapter of what has been a season too weird for words.
What a ride it's been for these 4.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the final 4 I would have predicted for sure. I wouldn't have put Nightmare in my final 4. The other 3 are potentially justified, but the way in which some of them got here has been unpredictable as well.
Who do you think will win it all from here?
It's going to be very tough. I don't like Nightmare's chances, to be honest. I think he's gone as far as he can. I could see Bite Force winning it, if I'm being honest. And maybe Wipeout, even. I don't know.
That's fair. Good hearty predictions.
Yeah.
Well, let's get the championship night started.
Alright!
Starting off, we have Bite Force versus Wipeout. With back-to-back semi-final appearances, Wipeout has cemented himself as a top-tier machine.
Yeah, when he first came into BattleBots Reborn Cup in Season 2, we were mocking how slow he was and kind of how annoying he was too, but despite all of that, he's proven that he's a solid bot. He hits hard, he gets a lot of damage, he gets some knockouts.
Bite Force, meanwhile, is here for the first time, and it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, his first appearance too was in the Season 2 campaign a few years ago. He really hasn't found his feet, especially last year with that embarrassing loss to free shipping, but now, all of a sudden he's a contender, and he's in touching distance.
How does Bite Force compare to Tantrum, who was, of course, Wipeout's last opponent?
Yeah, we wondered if Tantrum was going to be able to get under Wipeout easily, and he did once, and that was it. Bite Force is faster, and the weapon is more front. It's a little more further in front than Tantrum's was. So Bite Force might have more success, but he's got an exposed chassis as well, which, if I were him, Wipeout could start, hit there. All of a sudden, Bite Force is out before he knows it. You gotta be careful.
Let's go see if he is indeed careful. Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, he's already the king of real life, so him being here should come as no surprise. Now step aside, worthy adversary, it's Bite Force! In the blue square, this bot likes to make you self-doubt. You could even say he likes to flout. Surprise, surprise, another Wyachi bot hasn't gone out. So let's hear it for Wipeout!
So here we are, folks. The tournament started with 111 bots. It's now down to 4. Let's find a champion. Let the finale episode begin! Bite Force coming over to meet Wipeout, who pushes him off to the side. Tough start for Bite Force as Wipeout keeps parrying him.
Wipeout with a lack of movement, but strong hits.
Ooh, but now he's unsettled as Bite Force gets underneath briefly, pins him. This could be a problematic situation if... Oh, there it is! Bite Force has done it!
From the beginning of the match, Wipeout looked to be in a strong position, getting early hits on Bite Force. He seemed to be in the lead.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating how quickly it capitulated for Wipeout. Just not even necessarily a mistake, it was a good moment from Bite Force to get in, but that's all it was, one moment from an overpowered machine. And,
well,
yeah,
let's see what Bite Force continues to do.
he's final bound.
Well, for a second there, it looked like Bite Force was going to struggle, but he found a way, as he has in all of his rounds this year, and from a one-fight, one-loss scrub last year, he's now a finalist.
It's insane.
What a turnaround.
Well, after that match, we're going into match number 2. We have Son of Wyachi versus Nightmare. The undisputed king of Reborn returns to the Final 4.
It must be crazy for some bots when they hear, oh wow, round of 16, that's Sal's worst season ever. That was in Season 4. Every other season at the very least he's made the Final 4. In Season 3 he lost in the semis to Mauler. Here he is, back on the big stage, back in the finale. You know he's going to be angry, you know he's going to be hungry for a title.
Oh yeah, for sure. These two go way back, having fought each other years ago in our rematches series.
In fact, it was the very first episode of BattleBots Rematches, where of course Son of Wyachi took the victories then. Boy, have these two come a long way. So many design changes.
Yeah, since the rematch, both bots have significantly improved. When we compare them, what do you notice?
Well, the first thing is that Sal's got the improved movement. He's not a walker anymore. Nightmare himself was kind of slow, but now he's a little bit faster. His weapon is very potent, as we've seen this year. Sal's got that very terrible spin-up time, which in a fight like this, we've seen Nightmare time and time again this year with horizontal spinners. If you close him down, you can get the damage, and the way his weapon's built, maybe, just maybe.
Well, let's go see.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Aw.
Aw.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, no matter how much you don't want him here, you better get used to it. He's the undisputed GOAT, he's the captain of this boat. Give it all you got, Chi, against Son of Wyachi! In the blue square, he's all up in your psyche, about to curb stop you with them Nikes. Don't get caught in the crosshairs of the legendary Nightmare!
Let the bot battle begin. A huge throwback from this channel as these two meet for the first time in what's been years.
We get to see another chance to see if Sao is yet again going to be a cup winner. Let's see if he can do the damage needed to continue.
Nightmare seems a little bit tentative, not really rushing in at Sao, which gives the two-time champ time to spin up here, and he's already taken off some of the wheel guards.
He keeps hitting Nightmare's right wheel. I don't doubt that it's going to be gone. Oh my god, the weapon!
Well, there's the disc off Nightmare, but we know how this goes with him. He can still spin. Might even be more dangerous. It might be a little faster now. Sao rips off the wheels on the right side.
Called it.
And there is the huge turning point in the match. Now Nightmare can only strafe around in circles and sort of crab walk.
Sao doing his best to try and keep a distance to not get hit by those spikes.
Yeah, he may have Nightmare weakened, but he's not finished the job yet. He's got to be careful here. We've seen plenty of times where a one-wheeled bot is still dangerous. Look at how cautiously Sao is moving in. He's being as careful as he can be. Doesn't want to throw away this opportunity to make the Season 5 final where Bite Force will be waiting for him. Very cautiously moving. Nightmare trying to keep the weapon in front and just hope something breaks his way.
He's doing a seemingly good job at keeping his face forward.
Sao gets another pop on Nightmare, and there's smoke pouring out of the drive motor that doesn't have a wheel on it. That won't bother Nightmare too much, but it is more damage piling up. Sao moves in again with another shot, and another tap, and it looks like that's the end. Sao is going to the final. Well, a very professional fight there from Son of Wyachi. Was very strategic in the beginning and then very careful not to throw away the opportunity.
I want to give kudos to Nightmare. He did a good job at keeping himself facing forward, not letting Sao really getting an opportunity to get his other wheel.
It has been a magnificent season for Nightmare, no matter how it finishes, but it will not finish with a title. Son of Wyachi moves on to the Season 5 final.
Well, Son of Wyachi with a very nice victory there, and I think he's now cemented himself as the GOAT of BattleBots Reborn. He's got a lot of wins, he's close with Tombstone, he's got more titles. He's in the finals again, third time, he's 2-0. It'll be interesting to see if he takes the direction of Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
Interesting comparison you got there.
You know, I think I made it earlier in the year, and I decided, you know what, we should keep it going. The Last Dance was great.
Alright, well that's fair. Anyway, our Season 5 final is set. It'll be Bite Force, the king of real life, taking on Son of Wyachi, the king of BattleBots Reborn. While they prepare themselves in the pits, we have other business to take care of. So we got a rumble we're gonna go right into. We have Minotaur versus Gigabyte versus Cobalt. These three were big misses this year, sadly. We simply didn't see enough of them.
Yeah, three heavy hitters that just went out too early. Minotaur, of course, losing to Biohazard with the Voodoo Pin. Gigabyte, a tough match against Bronco, he gave it his all. Cobalt shocked in the round of 32 by Mecha Rampage. We missed them all this year, we really did.
Well, even though they, left us a little early, which of the three could have gotten the furthest this year?
It's really hard to tell. Cobalt's got a stacked weapon. It actually might be a little too powerful. We'd have to look into that. Minotaur, though, he's shown his abilities against horizontal spinners, and there were a few that he could have taken out if he had gone farther. He could have maybe beaten Tombstone and Wipeout. Even Gigabyte's pretty tough too. We saw his resiliency when he fought Bronco, so it's hard to tell.
Okay, well, let's get ready to rumble! Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, everyone knows deep in their soul the way he lost was complete bull. Hear his drum from afar. Enjoy your new scar from Minotaur! In the blue square, did you miss him? Don't worry, he is here to tell you that he won't get upset in the qualifiers next year. We'll see about that. It's Gigabyte! In the green square, regrets, I've had a few. I bit off more than I could chew. But next year I'll stand tall, I'll conquer all, and I'll do it my way. It's Cobalt!
And let the rumble begin. Let's see what we get to witness in this match between bots we didn't get to see a lot of during the season. Minotaur flipping over after a slight bump from Gigabyte, and then Cobalt runs into him. Always interesting to see who's going to take the initiative here. Cobalt backing into Gigabyte, gets himself flipped over. Well, he deserved his misfortune there for such a poor attack. Now Minotaur going after Gigabyte, getting himself flipped over again. Gigabyte trying to make his way back over to Cobalt, maybe to try and get him back on his wheels in a show of good sportsmanship. Minotaur helping out, and they get Cobalt back. Cobalt, though, smoking heavily. Minotaur runs in. Gigabyte moves in. And now Cobalt stopped moving. It looks like he's been knocked out already. Well, that didn't take long at all. And immediately our Rumble is down to just a normal one-on-one match. Gigabyte versus Minotaur now for the right to win the Rumble. We've seen Minotaur lose control a lot in this match, getting himself toppled over because he's so front heavy with that huge drum in the front. Gigabyte trying to stay poised. I see the turning issue happening a lot. There's a tooth off of somebody. Is that Gigabyte or Minotaur? Looks like one of Minotaur's little support feet in the front. He's starting to smoke Minotaur. Gigabyte taking complete control of this match as we hit the halfway point. More teeth on the ground. That might be a Gigabyte tooth there. Minotaur, is he even getting a lot of damage to Gigabyte? I don't think so. He takes another big shot. And Gigabyte closes in on Rumble victory, and he's done it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. It was pretty entertaining. We saw Minotaur bouncing around a lot, bouncing off of Gigabyte. Cobalt here with the strangest attack. I don't know what they were thinking, but it would ultimately lead to a lot of problems. The two other bots kept their weapons spinning when they righted them back, and then the damage did Cobalt in. And then Minotaur just couldn't get to grip on the side of Gigabyte and cause any damage whatsoever. Just the way the bots are built. Gigabyte always had his number, and it was only a matter of time before the full body spinner would come victorious.
Well, that was pretty fun, wasn't it?
That was fun, and I really hope all three of them do well next year. They're beautiful builds. They're strong builds. It's just sometimes the luck of the draw. I'm sure we'll get more action from them in season 6.
Which of the three bots did you guys wish would have won?
Yeah, let us know.
In the comments below. Anywho, now we're gonna go for the third place match. Wipeout versus Nightmare. Wipeout will be bitterly disappointed to be back here instead of fighting for a championship.
Yeah, he lost last year to Tombstone in the semifinals, and his new build was looking pretty good when it got revenge on the now former champion. But Wipeout, he's a good bot. He really is. I don't think he has to worry about never making it to this point again. I think he's good enough that in Season 6, he will be right back.
On the flip side, no matter what happens, Nightmare can hold his head up high.
You know, whether or not the build was incorrectly built, who cares? Nightmare made the semifinals, and that is cool. Who cares if he gets 3rd or 4th at this point? Who cares if he never gets back again? Remember when Tazbot made the quarters? Killer Bee made the quarters? We had some nice stories, and this one will live on forever.
Who takes the bronze?
I love you, Nightmare, but I think Wipeout's gonna get this one.
Well, let's go see. Down the box.
Let the battle for bronze begin! Wipeout's been here before and lost at this stage. He'll be hoping to at least end his season on a win, and pieces are flying off Nightmare already.
I have a feeling again that Nightmare's
Uh-oh.
losing wheels and his weapon.
Parts flying off of Nightmare. It's getting ugly quick. Wipeout not gonna settle for 4th place for a 2nd consecutive season.
This match is practically over.
Ooh, teeth off of Wipeout actually, is it? There's something off of Nightmare. I think he lost a tooth. He's shaking.
And one more hit, he's done.
And there it is! Wipeout will finish in 3rd. Congratulations. Another quick match in this episode. Wipeout just too deadly. Nightmare couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe strategy-wise, Nightmare maybe had a reach to try and get over those spikes, but ultimately his wheels were his demise.
Well, he did cause a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's not enough, but congratulations to both bots on a great campaign.
Well, nice new build of Wipeout from Mediator. I mean, it didn't improve much from his Season 4 result, but A, it improved, and B, it's hard to improve when you got 4th place. So I'm happy for Wipeout. Great work.
And now that all of the extra is done, we have our title match, Bite Force versus Son of Wyachi. And what a final it is that we have here. What a ride it's been.
These two have fought long, hard, grueling battles, and they've come a long way. And these are two names you expect to be here by this point, so we've got quite a thrilling fight on paper.
Well, most people would naturally pick Sao as the favorite here. Is that justified?
Oh, absolutely. He's got the 2 titles, he's got the experience, and we've seen how well his strategy works when executed well. But I've said before in the tournament that if he fights somebody fairly competent, it's going to be tough. He's fighting a decent Bite Force build that has some pace. So, like, he's fought bots with good weapons, but no pace. Killer Bee had good pace, but no weapon. Bite Force has the combo that could beat Sao.
That's fair. So, question for both you and the subs. New name on the trophy or new chapter in a dynasty?
I think new name on the trophy. Bite Force has been convincing. We've talked about his destructive power. And verticals seem to do a decent job, actually, in these tournaments against horizontals for the most part. It's gonna be tough. I don't know. Sal's a good-ass driver. We'll see how it goes.
I want there to be a new name on that trophy, but
I wouldn't mind the dynasty continuing. Go ahead,
I think
Sal.
Sao might get it. Comment down below who you think's gonna win.
You're running out of time to make this last
running
prediction,
out of
everybody.
time.
Hopefully you guys don't have losing prediction records. Because it's gonna make or break. What if it's 50-50?
Oh no!
Down to the box!
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, he's run the course without remorse. The writing's on the wall, even in Norse. You want the crown back? It's already filed for divorce. It's coming home with Bite Force! In the blue square, 2's a company, 3's a crowd. He's ready to make his family proud. Hope you've prepared your shroud. Read the script, read the plausible. This is the return of Son of Wyachi!
Let the title match begin! Bite Force and Son of Wyachi for the Season 5 crown.
Is Son of Wyachi going to win again? A nice hit there.
Good start from Sal as he tries to get some distance and get that blade up to speed again. He's got it. Oh, big shot of bracing rods off of Sal. Bite Force underneath Son of Wyachi now. More damage.
This isn't looking too good for Son of Wyachi.
Bite Force senses blood. He's got the two-time champ on the ropes. He's underneath them again. And he's closing the gap. He's done it. Bite Force has done it. Champion of Season 5. Well, it's the quickest final in Cub history. The overpowered Bite Force has claimed the championship.
It's crazy just how fast he was able to do so. Sal got that one hit off at the beginning, but then Bite Force kind of dominated the rest of the match.
Yeah, it didn't take him long. It didn't take long to get the damage to accumulate there. And Bite Force will grab the title, his first. What a season it's been.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Giant Nut has a new home.
Congratulations to Bite Force, the Marathon Man. From the first round of qualifiers, he looked like he could be a threat, and he proved himself to be the ultimate threat. He's won it. He's done it.
Yeah, it's insane.
And once again, a new title winner, new bots to look out for that could be contenders for long periods of time. Season 6 will be fun. We're planning a lot of changes. The judges and I have been talking a lot about different changes that can help balance things, make it a little more entertaining and refresh things. So if you enjoyed this season, I hope you did, because Season 6 we're going to try and make it even better.
Yeah, for sure. But Nick, we're missing something.
We are?
We don't have a table to flip.
See you next time!
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your BattleBots Reborn Cup Season 5 champion, Bite Force!
By force, congratulations on your successful campaign. Many tried but only you prevailed. You are the champion, for now. But beware, as you celebrate, your enemies are preparing. They're getting bigger, stronger, angrier, and in about 10 months they'll be coming for you. When that time comes, will you be ready?